Hi everyone, I'm Robin. I'm one of the associate pastors at TGI, or Trinitarian Grace International. This is my husband Steve. We're headed down to Southern California, but I wanted to do a quick video on confession, or actually the Greek word homologeo. Romans 10:8 says that the spoken word of faith is near you. It's in your heart and in your mouth. The faith always refers to his faith. The word near is a place or a position. So the spoken word of faith is already placed in and positioned in your heart and your mouth. You don't need more faith. It's already in there. Believing doesn't make things happen, and confessing doesn't make things happen, but understanding what has already happened in you will start you agreeing with it and talking about it. And then it will become your experience. You just need to partner with him and allow his voice, allow his faith to speak through your voice, confessing, uttering, proclaiming his faith through your mouth. The word confession is homologeo, and it's two words. It's homo, meaning together, and lego, meaning to speak to a conclusion. It's one of those beautiful co-words of the gospel. It is to co-speak. It is speaking together with him his conclusions, speaking what he knows to be true and agreeing with him. It is to hear him and then say what he says. It is to agree and to publicly declare. It is not about getting a list of scriptures together to change your situation, although for years that's exactly what I thought it was. You know, that if I have my list together and I confess those on a daily basis, you know, then this will happen. No, it's already happened. It's finished, right? He's finished it all in me. I just need to realize that and rest in that and allow his words to flow through me. Allow myself to speak forth that which he knows to be true, right? Agreeing with him. For instance, when he says you are righteous, then you're agreeing with him, and your confession, your homologeo, is I am righteous, right? And that, by saying that, it goes out of your mouth, it goes in your ears, down into your heart, and you know, you're going to believe yourself more than you're going to believe anybody else. And that the part of your brain, the subconscious, listens to everything you say, and it believes everything you say. So you need to start agreeing with him on what he knows to be true. So it's about co-speaking with him. It's his life expressed through your life. It's his voice expressed through your voice. It isn't a formula to follow. It's speaking what he knows to be true. It's agreeing with him. It's hearing him and then saying what he says. It's co-speaking with him face to face, right? Because we're in a face-to-face relationship with him. It's his life expressed through our life. The English word confess is translated from the Greek verb homologeo, and to confess most generally in the English languages mean to admit one's guilt or one's wrong actions to another, often a judge or a parent or even to God, right? To confess is primarily to admit wrongdoing to another, right? So you're admitting your guilt, you're admitting your wrongdoing, while homologeo means speaking in agreement with another. So confess and homologeo are not the same action. In the New Testament, the word homologeo is used over 30 times. It's never used to refer to someone admitting their guilt or sins to God. It is used rather almost exclusively to characterize the action of someone speaking in agreement with what God has already said. Being aware of this important difference between the English confess and the Greek homologeo shines a considerable amount of important light on John's words in 1 John 1:9, helping us to see what John was really saying. John said that if we sin, we need to confess, or homologeo in Greek. In other words, if we sin, we need to say what God says about sin. We need to agree with him. Therefore, our confession should be, because Jesus is the much more, there is no more requirement for sacrifice necessary. God remembers sin no more. I am completely forgiven, completely delivered, completely free because of his once-for-all sacrifice. We need to hear what he says about sin and agree with him, right? So he said we are dead to sin and alive to God. So that needs to be our confession, our homologeo. I am dead to sin and alive to God, right? We need to be saying that because we died with him and we rose with him, that sin has been canceled in our life, right? He did away with he took sin away from the world. He took it out of the world, right? So, okay, what about behavior, Robin? Well, sometimes we have behavior that's wrong, that doesn't line up with what God knows to be true about us, right? But when we do that, we're not going to God and saying, oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. I totally messed up. I did this, that, and the other. That's confession, right? That's what we thought it was. We're confessing what we've done wrong. No, we go to Him and we say, Dad, you said I am free from sin. You said I am dead to sin. You said if I confess my sin to you, so if I confess to you what you say about sin, if I agree with you about what you say about sin, then not that He will then forgive us, but then we will realize that we are fully forgiven. We've always been fully forgiven. We are fully redeemed. We are fully clean, right? We'll realize those things, and then we'll be able to rest in that. So stop going to God and confessing what you've done wrong. He really doesn't want to hear about it. He really doesn't. If it helps you so that you feel better, then I guess you could do it. But He's not imputing your sin against you. He's not holding any of that against you. And He's not looking at you and waiting for you to go to Him and say, oh man, Dad, I did this wrong. I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Right? He's not looking at that. He's looking at you through the lens of righteousness. He's looking at you and seeing you pure and clean and holy. He sees you as a beloved son. Yeah? So start hearing what He says about you and start agreeing with that. All right. See you next time.